want to go back to early Atlanta.
Okay.
And I want to go back to the thing that makes you, you, essentially. Like, how did you get your start DJing? What was the scene, like, when you started DJing, what was the scene like down there? Like, what inspired you to even start?
Well, I don't even know if there was a scene or if I was on the scene when I started to fall in love with DJ, because I fell in love with DJing in the apartments where I lived. And when one of my partners came back home with an 8-track tape that had some DJing and some scratching on it.
Yeah.
And he played it for me while we were outside playing, and he played it in his dad's car. He was like, "Listen to this," and he said, "That's me." And I was like, "What? How did you do that? What? How did you do that?" So that's when I was alerted to DJing, and I realized that it fascinated me. But I went to Texas, man. Young, I must have been in sixth grade. Went to Texas.
Okay.
Moved there with my mom for a job transfer. It was a little small country town called Denton, Texas.
I've been to Denton before.
Denton is where North Texas State University is. What's up to all my people in Denton? I got family in Denton. What's up to y'all?
Shout out Denton.
Yeah, what's up, Jermaine? What's up, Bird? What's up? Okay, anyway, I'm sorry. So anyway, I went to Denton, Texas to live for a couple of years, and it's a small town about 2 hours outside of Dallas. Well, one of the main DJs from the radio station in Dallas were coming down to Denton to do a little show at the skating rink. So that was a big deal because nothing really happens in Denton, Texas. So we go to the skating rink. Skating rink is packed. Standing room only. Everybody shoulder to shoulder. There's a platform out front. DJ's up there on the platform. Everybody's jamming. I've never even been to at that point had never even been to a skating rink.
Yeah, because you're in sixth
with people
grade.
standing right. Yeah, I'm young.
Yeah.
And I'm out the house at 6. When I think back to the story, I was even out of the house at a skating rink without my mom even at that point.
That's like 12.
Yeah, bro. I was out at that time.
It's a different. We lived in different times.
Yeah, we did. So this DJ, man, I kept seeing him up there doing this, queuing up these records, listening through his headphones. And he was so intense about what he was doing. And I wasn't sure what he was doing, but he was serious, but I could tell that. And man, I watched him throw this record on, and he turned his back, and the whole crowd went crazy. I was like, whoa, what just happened? Whoa. And he's not even looking at them. What is he? And that's when I realized the power of music and what music and how this man was able to control and connect with this crowd of people through music and not having to actually say anything. And so that appeased me a lot, or appealed to me a lot, because I'm kind of a quiet person just to start with. So I think that was my man. I think that was what turned me on to being a DJ.
Do you remember the DJ's
There was no
name?
turning back from that. It was DJ Dr. Rock. He's part of the Fila Fresh crew.
Hold up, wait a minute.
All the old school heads gonna know what that is. Yeah.
Fila Fresh crew is DOC's crew.
Yes, bro.
Digga.
Yes, bro. So his name was Dr. Rock.
Shout out, man. I gotta take a second to shout out DOC, man. DOC.
Shout out DOC. I talked to DOC on the phone probably about 4 months ago. He was telling me about he might be working on an album.
Man, whatever he got, whenever he want to give it, please.
Yeah,
come through.
He does a lot of work in the community. We were on the phone talking about some community stuff, doing some stuff for the community. Shout out to DOC.
Yeah. One of the most incredible albums of all time. Yeah. DOC's album.
Absolutely. Yes.
But so from there, that was the bug. But how did you become? Because again, like when I hear you DJ, like you DJ. Like DMCs, like you can DJ.
I'm a scratch DJ.
You're a scratch DJ.
Yes. Okay. So that turned me on to DJ and let me know that I wanted to be a DJ. So once I moved back to Atlanta, I worked at a Chinese restaurant as a little kid. I mean, once I moved back, worked at a Chinese restaurant and saved my money and saved it. I caught the train down to Little 5 Points to this little shop that where all the stereo equipment was in the windows. In New York, there's a lot of those places where you can look in the window and it's all kind of electronics everywhere. So this one spot I used to always go by there, and I always look in the stand and just look in the window like, I want. So eventually I saved my money and I caught the bus down. I went and bought me 2 turntables. They didn't match. One had a straight arm on it, and the other one had the S arm on it.
The belt drive.
The belt drive, everything. It didn't matter. I told myself already that, okay, this will be the one that just plays the music. And then I'll use the other one over here to do my thing. Because it was a mandatory that you scratch. Like, all DJs didn't come up with that scratch culture, some are mixers, some are, but coming from the South, that's what we were. We were scratch DJs and tricks and doing different things. So that was kind of how that was my, that's when I solidified myself as a DJ once I went and bought my own equipment at a younger age. And then I just kept honing my craft until I became the DJ of Outkast.